Ready? How you guys doing tonight? Here of None here, going over jewelry crafting, which I've tried to get a video out for a little while here, and I keep on messing up. Tonight we're going to be just looking at it and kind of give you an overview, what it is, how do you do it, how can you level it up, and all that other good stuff. So first, you cannot do jewelry crafting unless you have the Somerset expansion. I see some of you commenting like, why do I see the jewelry crafting stations and it's telling me I can't do anything? So, first thing you're going to have to do is go and find a jewelry station after you bought Somerset. Yay! See? Go inside here. And you're going to notice you have the standard refine, creation, deconstruction, improvements, research, and sketches. Note that you have the same 9, well, not the same, but 9 new traits you're going to have to learn because you can also craft this into any craftable sets as well. You also have sketches here for decoration for housing items and all this other good stuff. Now, refinement, you're going to notice that you have a whole lot more materials here than you can actually craft with. And the reason is that all your trait stuff really doesn't drop. You're going to have to find the stuff here. For example, like this pulverized cobalt. This is going to give you the arcane trait. Refine it. And then you're going to have something extra here that you can actually create with. Note that the improvement is also quite high. So it's 14 of these here to improve this up. 6 of these to get these up here as well. That can drop down by putting more points in. Increasing your chances. But it's still quite high in how much you have to put into this stuff here. And on top of that, everything that you get here to get that improvement material has to be refined too. So you're only going to get a few grains here to get that improvement material, but everything else after that is just more stuff you're going to have to grind on top of it here. Again, you have dust here that you can break down. Give yourself more ounces, and as you see here, you're getting more material that you can use to get traits, grains, etc. Creation, you can create necklaces and jewelry, rings. And if you want to level it up, there's a few ways to do it. Now, my recommendation on breaking stuff down is pretty simple. I would recommend first, always do writs. Writs give you materials, gives you surveys, and gives you jewelry like this stuff here with the intricate, which gives you a crap ton of research each time that you do it. Typically, if you do it on a high-level character, you can have the low-level stuff, or you can have the high-level stuff come from those items. All right? The other good reason to do writs here is because when you turn them in, you also get inspiration for doing so. As we're going to go show off here real quick. So you get a ton of inspiration, and you get a jewelry coffer on top of that. So you complete your quest, open it up, get some more materials you can use. Look, we're getting a platinum necklace. Even though we're on copper, we're getting platinum because that's our current high level. And we also get shipments of stuff here, too, that could be used. Pardon me here real quick while I show this off here. Now we're going to take a little bit of a jog here. And the reason we're going this way is because we're also going to go show off the last thing, which is surveys. And also talk a little bit more on some of the other materials you can use as well. So, other places you can get stuff is dolmens, Televar jewelry, chests, and Imperial City vaults. The expensive way is probably using the Televar jewelry and the vaults, because those usually cost the most. But it's usually the fastest way to level stuff up, because you can just buy a whole bunch of purple jewelry, break it down quickly, and go from there. If you have people that just aren't interested in the endurance stuff or the robust stuff or anything else, or sorry, not robust stuff, agility or willpower stuff, you can just get a whole bunch of that stuff and break it down. And then again, the Televar jewelry, it's just simple and easy to grind that out and get that stuff too. Now for the Sorry about that. For chests and other things like that, you can find those throughout Tamriel, and they're pretty easy. But the easiest source to get, the most reliable source, is always dolmens. You always have 3 in a zone, unless you're taking a look at Somerset. And in Somerset's new area, you have what's now called abysmal geysers, and you have 6 of these throughout the area, which you can get new items through. I haven't had too much luck getting purple jewelry from this, but you can still use it. Now, if you have any of the old jewelry, pre-Somerset, notice you get this little thing down here that says, this cannot be deconstructed. Zos basically made it so that anything new, you can deconstruct. Anything old, you can't deconstruct it. But you can research it as well. As a survey, though, you can see how much material we're getting here. We're getting at least 6 nodes, and typically you're going to get 3 per the crafting level that you're at, and then 3 for your character level, which is still important. Like, even if you're low level on your crafting, you're going to eventually have to get that stuff high level and refined so you can build your max level sets there, too. So, how can you get other materials? Well, writs surveys, farming for materials, and trials are also pretty good sources as well. Trials you'll probably want to run mostly because you're going to have the chance to get gold jewelry out of the end of that, which then can be broken down into those grains which you need to improve. Gold jewelry is probably going to be the hardest to get, and honestly, like, if you don't run trials, the only other source that you have for gold materials is either refinement or buying items off the golden merchant every weekend inside Tamriel. That's going to cost either a lot of AP or a lot of gold to do so, and I don't know how many people are that rich to do so. What I'm kind of doing right now is just looking through the world here, trying to show off a portal if we could see one, but we haven't had too much luck. Typically when you have portals, they're going to be in the same place as these runestones here. If you have any of those add-ons that add in, you know, where to find runestones or where the different harvest node locations are, just look for runestone stuff and you can hopefully find a portal. Portals are only, though, if you've gone in and you've started the Sigil Order line inside Somerset. You get this first passive here. Insight to the insight you've gained from the Sigil Order line grants you the visions of the spirit world. It allows you to interact with rifts throughout Tamriel. If you don't have that, you don't see it, you can't loot it. So you're gonna have to finish that first quest line, and that one can be quite a doozy to do so. I do find it's easier to look for portals at night because they do stick out a whole lot. If you've ever been to Craglorn, you've probably seen similar rifts over in, I want to say, like, they have random portals just sitting around there. I apologize for we're in Ripper's March not to show that off. But yeah, unfortunately, as you can see here, it's not that easy to find portals from what I've seen. I see more portals over in Somerset than anywhere else. There are a few sprinkled out through Tamriel, though. You can find those wherever you go. Now, final notes I'm going to put on is how do you get research stuff here? So the first 3 are pretty easy to get: arcane, healthy, and robust. But others here, like infused, protective, etc., you're going to have to either do the Somerset line, which you get 1 at the end of the main quest, the Sigil line, which you get another trait here at the end of the main quest. You have to find those portals I mentioned, which again you have to have at least started the Sigil quest to get those, or friends giving to you as well. Now, once you get an actual trait here, you can transmute it on your current jewelry. The only issue you're probably going to have is this stuff is going to take a while to research. And guess what? The skill line here, JewelryCrafting here, only has stuff that can reduce research time, but does not increase the number of items you can research at one time. So it's going to be a long time to research this. Fastest way probably is going to take it onto a character that has nothing researched, because the less items you have researched, the faster the research is. Even if it's on a level 1 character, just take that item, put it over on them, research it, make 1 piece of jewelry and toss it over to your main character where you're learning everything, and then transmute anything you need on that. Anyways, that is my kind of tutorial on JewelryCrafting and how you can now level up. If you want the cheap way, and my recommendation, again, surveys, dolmens, and look around the world and see if you can find chests and portals. If you want the quick and more expensive way, you're probably going to have to go into Imperial City, open up vaults, buy Talvar jewelry, and on weekends, you may have to go over to the golden merchant here and buy some gold jewelry. You may even do some trials as well to get some of that stuff. Anyways, that's Here of None. That's Jewelry Crafting. Hope you enjoy. Catch you in Tamriel. And we're done. Apologize for ignoring for the